So Coastal Cape 401 here. I am with Bob and Norma, and we are at John Clark Senior Living Facility, and we have some great news. So Bob and Norma decided to have a spiritual marriage at the age of, can you tell me your ages?
I'm 93.
I'm 98.
Okay, wow, 93 and 98 years young. So that's good.
It adds up to 191.
Oh, how about that? You guys have a lot of wise years.
Right.
Okay, so can you tell me the story? How did you meet?
You want to tell the
Well,
story? Go ahead.
I was living here with my first husband, who passed after a year and a half. And Bob had just arrived a few months before, and I saw him at different places, but he also knew my husband, and they seemed to have the same feelings about the groups they went to together and so forth. But after my husband passed, we began walking a lot more with Connie, a mutual friend, and the three of us walked every day. And there was a time when Connie got ill and was not here and able to walk with us, and so we really talked to one another and found out that we had shared so many experiences, and we couldn't believe it. So we drafted up a little paper that brought at least 25 different similar experiences. And
Wow.
It was unbelievable.
That's amazing. It's nice to find, I'm sure it's nice to find somebody that has similar experiences.
Yes, yes.
Even to the point of both of us owning the same kind of boat.
Yeah.
Cape
What?
Dory 25s.
That's the same kind of boat even.
And
Yeah.
moored probably a half mile apart.
And that's something. So it seems like it was meant to be. So what was the deciding point? Or when did you kind of realize, oh, maybe we're dating, or maybe there's something here, or maybe we have a connection?
We have a mutual friend who left us. She doesn't live here, but she left us or sent us notes and saying to me, Bob, you must meet Norma, and one to Norma, you must meet Bob.
Oh,
And so it took a couple
matchmaker.
of notes passing back and forth before we even really formally met. And after months of walking together, maybe more than months, we were walking down the hall one day, and it was quiet as we were walking down, going to our apartments. And I said, I owe her a bunch of stuff.
Meaning our mutual
A
friend.
mutual friend.
Okay. Because you were happy.
Momentarily after, Norma answered, yes, and me too.
Oh, and that was the moment.
That was
That
that
was-
was the beginning.
And how long was the kind of courtship, if you will, or the dating? How long, would you say?
Dating?
Yeah.
Would you call it dating? I don't know. I don't know.
No,
We began to go out together to the front chairs and watch the sunsets. And Connie usually declined because she likes to settle in the evening. So we spent many evenings watching the sunset and looking at Bob's iPad, because all the planes that flew over, he could trace on the iPad. We could tell where they were going and
Oh,
all
how
that
cool.
kind of thing. So we just enjoyed our evenings together. And when the season changed, the sunsets became very early. We just met each other inside one apartment or the other and spent some time in the evening together.
And it continued. Let me ask you this. Do you think Connie declined joining you for so you guys could get together or have quiet time together? Do you think there was an ulterior motive there?
I don't think I would believe that. No,
No,
I don't think
I
so.
don't
Okay.
believe that either.
No.
No.
Yeah.
We're really very close friends, and we still are very
Yeah.
close friends.
Yeah.
She's a lovely person, and we both enjoy her company.
Yeah.
It's nice that she actually saw that the two of you would be compatible
Oh, yeah.
and actually made that happen or helped to make it happen.
Yep.
Maybe so.
So let me ask you this. So now fast forward, how did you decide that you were going to actually have this spiritual marriage take place? Was it one person that said, maybe we should get married, or maybe
Neither one of us talked about getting married. We talked about union,
okay.
and we talked about running away. We talked about everything. But one thing we were sure of, that we weren't going to be shacking up. And we're proud of our reputation and of who we are, and try to keep that feeling.
Right. And that's important.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
that's very important.
It was very important to us.
So we got some good advice from Joe Tripp, the pastor next door, and it was a very short time thereafter, maybe about 10 days, we were married.
Within 10 days.
Well, it was a short time.
That's great. You knew what you wanted to do, though, so that's
Yes.
the important thing. So why wait?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of time to waste.
Yeah,
when
that's-
you're our age.
I love it. I love it. So who came, how many people were at the ceremony, first of all?
25?
Well, I'm not sure there were that many.
No, probably not that. No, there
No.
weren't that many.
Bob has 2 daughters and their husbands, a nephew and his wife, and my son, one son was there, and the pastor, and that's about it.
Robin was there, and
Yeah, some of
in the party.
the staff that were a part of making the arrangements. We were told by staff, by Robin in particular, not to worry about anything. They were taking care of music, flowers, everything.
That's incredible.
And if we couldn't believe, we were very doubtful about what they were going to do,
Yeah.
and pleasantly surprised. when-
She told us, just show up.
Just show up.
Isn't that something? That's a great thing. And I just saw the pictures, and maybe we'll show them in a few minutes, but that they looked really nice. The ceremony looked beautiful.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
So-
Joyful time.
And you have so many nice memories up to this point and pictures to document those. So let me ask you this. As you're sitting next to each other, I'm going to ask you a tough question. What is the best quality about each other? So, Norma, what would you say the best quality Bob has, or what drew you to Bob?
His whole person. I mean, his personality, his way of handling things, and his relationships with other residents here. He just is open and helpful, and I just respected that.
Thank you.
That's very nice. That's great. Okay, Bob, your turn. What would you say is the nicest quality about
Well,
Norma?
I knew we believed in the same kinds of things. And not only what your religious beliefs were, but your beliefs with how you treat your fellow man, what you expect of your fellow man, and what they should expect of you. And we both knew how to do that. We both knew how important that was.
And so that's a shared quality.
It is.
And you can see that in speaking to you, you can see that the both of you have that quality. So, any advice to the younger generation? So, I've been married for 23 years. Sometimes it feels like 50. Don't tell my husband that. But any advice to younger couples as to how to keep a relationship together? Like, what makes a good relationship? What makes a relationship last?
I guess we told you earlier that our original marriages totaled 127 years.
Yes.
Norma and Wes were married for 70 years. My wife died at an early age, and we only had 57 years together.
57 years. That's great.
But it's pretty, you learn a lot in that time.
You do. You do. That's why I'm wondering, can you give the rest of us some advice? Any advice? It's funny because I ask everybody this question. I work with a lot of older people that have been married 70. I've had somebody that was married 70 years. And I just always wonder, is there a particular thing, one common denominator? And it doesn't seem so far that there's one common denominator, but I've got a lot of different advice. So
I have a thought. Love.
that's love conquers all.
Love.
It does.
Yeah.
And if you love someone, you're careful about someone.
Mm-hmm.
And before you start to speak, you have to know what you're going to say.
That's true. That's a good one
Yeah. Yeah.
because you can't take it back sometimes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, there are many things that you don't have to learn again in a marriage. You're very comfortable with certain things and free to really share. And it, I think, surprised both of us, the depth of love at this age and after so many years of happy marriages. So it's just very comforting and very lovely to share and to be together.
As you can see, we talk about the past, we talk about our early marriages, and you can see the pictures.
I'm going to show those in a minute. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to show those pictures because
So-
they're beautiful.
So we do talk about our former spouses, and we talk about things we did together
Yeah.
and experiences that we had.
Well, that's very important because it's part of you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's part of you. It's a
That's true.
big part of you.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're extremely fortunate, and not a phrase that I like to use much at all. I don't use it, but I feel blessed. Yeah, truly blessed.
I would say, looking at the two of you, you are very blessed.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you would like to say? Anything else that to end the interview? Anything I missed?
I can't think of anything.
Can we end with a kiss? Would that be unreasonable?
Oh, yeah, I'm in favor of that.
Excellent. Excellent. I love it. So, Coastal Cape 401 here, John Clark Senior Living with Norma and Bob in their spiritual marriage. It just goes to show that love has no age. So, signing off, I'm going to show you a couple of pictures, but thank you for joining us. Okay, here we are. We have a couple of pictures. Some very cute pictures of the ceremony. And the difference between a spiritual, we didn't cover this, but the difference between a spiritual wedding and a regular wedding is what?
As far as I know, it has to do with getting your license to get married.
It's
And-
making public your commitment to one another.
It's a legal thing, I think.
These are wonderful pictures. Okay.
But we are no less married than you.
It's a beautiful marriage. Okay, Coastal Kate, 401, signing off. Have a great day, everyone.